Today, we're taking a completely different look at network security. We're shifting away from all that dense technical jargon and using a physical, intuitive visualization instead. We are going to explore how building a virtual moat might literally be the key to securing our digital world. It's a massive perspective shift, and honestly, it makes a super complex topic really fun to visualize. Let's jump right in. So, here's the big question we're tackling today. What if you stopped looking at your network as just a bunch of servers, cables, and computers and started treating it like a living, bustling city? It's kind of a wild thought, right? But when you step back from the routing tables and map your digital environment to physical things you know, like streets, office buildings, and local neighborhoods, the security gaps we deal with every day suddenly become glaringly obvious. Section 1. Welcome to Network City. Let's build this mental model together. Okay, so any well-run city has defined borders, right? And gates controlling who gets in. Let's start right there at the perimeter. Think of your standard firewall as the checkpoint. It's basically the front gate. When traffic shows up at the city limits, its ID gets checked. If it doesn't look overtly suspicious, or if there isn't an active wanted poster out for it, the gate just lifts up and is let inside. Now that's a totally necessary first step for sure, but as we're going to see, relying on just a basic checkpoint is nowhere near enough to lock down an entire metropolis. Because once you get past that front gate, you're in the city proper. In the real world, this is your hospitals, your banks, your schools. In our network city, this infrastructure is your servers, databases, cloud apps, and of course, all your user devices, the endpoints. These endpoints are the busy citizens of our city. It's this massive, constantly moving hive of activity. And just like a real city, keeping all these different sectors safe takes a lot of specialized coordination.
Which brings us to Section 2, and a massive flaw in this traditional setup, the siloed security problem.
You know how modern security tools are often hyper-focused? Like endpoint protection only watches computers, email security only watches the inbox, web filters only watch browsing. Going back to our city metaphor, that is exactly like having separate police departments that only investigate one specific type of crime. And the crazy part? They don't share real-time information with each other. So if a threat actually slips past that front gate, these isolated defenders totally miss the bigger picture. They're just staring at their own narrow jurisdiction, completely blind to what's happening literally one street over.
Section 3. Protecting the old town. This is exactly where those fragmented defenses become a serious liability.
Look, practically every network has an old town. We're talking legacy systems, industrial controls, manufacturing equipment, maybe critical medical devices. These are the historic, foundational buildings of your city. They absolutely have to run 24/7. But because they're so deeply embedded and often run on super specific, outdated software, they haven't been updated in years. In fact, many of them physically cannot be patched. You just can't take them offline without shutting down the entire business. And because you can't easily upgrade them, these old town systems are absolute sitting ducks. Those modern, siloed security cops we just talked about, they usually can't protect these older systems. They are massive blind spots. So if a hacker gets through the front gate, they know exactly what to do. They don't waste time messing with the heavily guarded, shiny new downtown, no way. They head straight for the easy targets in the old town.
So how do we actually fix this? Section 4. Tighten the intelligent perimeter.
Instead of just standing at the front gate or scrambling to put guards in front of every single building, Tighten completely flips the architecture. It literally puts a virtual moat around the entire network city. By sitting entirely outside the city limits, it acts as an intelligent perimeter, filtering every single IP communication before it can even enter. This provides an incredible, impenetrable layer of protection for all your endpoints and those highly vulnerable legacy systems we just talked about. It's catching the bad guys before they even get to the gate.
The way it works is beautifully simple. Step 1, it examines all communication going in and out. Step 2, perfectly legitimate traffic breezes right through without a single delay. But step 3, malicious or suspicious traffic is stopped cold. It completely neutralizes the threat out at the perimeter before your internal security tools even know it exists.
And here is the kicker. This virtual moat works in both directions. Yes, it absolutely stops inbound threats like hackers, malware, bots, and exploits from breaking in. But it also monitors for outbound risks. If a system inside your city somehow gets compromised, say a user clicks a bad link, Tighten blocks that malicious traffic from leaving. It stops data exfiltration in its tracks. It stops malware from calling back to its command server. It is an absolute intelligent barrier that completely seals off unauthorized communication in or out. Section 5. Reducing the security workload. Let's look at the incredible downstream effects of having this in place. Because Titan is acting as that virtual moat, filtering all those communications before they ever enter, the amount of malicious traffic actually hitting your internal firewalls just plummets. This is the Titan advantage. You get a massively reduced workload for your downstream security products. We're talking fewer alerts, less noise, and way faster response times for your internal police force because they aren't drowning in attacks. Plus, you get that critical cover for the legacy systems in the Old Town, and you stop outbound data exfiltration. Ultimately, you get a phenomenally stronger security posture without having to rip and replace any of your existing investments. There's a quote from our source material today that I absolutely love, and I think it hits the nail right on the head. Titan doesn't replace the city's police. It makes sure the criminals never make it into town in the first place. You still absolutely need your specialized internal police force for sure, but they shouldn't be constantly overwhelmed just because you left the borders wide open. So, I'll leave you with this final thought for today's explainer. Take a really honest look at your own infrastructure. Is your network city still relying entirely on a basic front gate and some disconnected local cops to handle absolutely everything? Or is it time to build a smarter perimeter? Thank you so much for joining me for this one, and I hope this mental model helps you figure out how to keep your own network city safe, secure, and thriving.